Just found out on my phone I can apparently start and end a video by hitting the volume button. Which I was trying to do, showing the door hinges, door hinges, which looks really shitty, but I need to get actual screws for it. Think about it. All the doors do open. For the most part, I don't know, I just followed it off now. Was setting it up to have actual steering, which was what I was going to get to. The truck is getting an actual steering system. Obviously, not going to do anything driving wise, but I mean for look wise. What I was getting at by saying I like adding shit, I'm going to keep adding stuff to this truck. It's also probably inside a lot of the video, but it's getting a topper. I'm going to be building a fifth wheel attachment and a fifth wheel trailer or camper for this, which that might come in the next video. It's not going to get wheels or axles, but it is going to get suspension because I'm just going to use an old windshield wiper as suspension. So I just kind of realized you could do that. If you ever looked at a windshield wiper, it actually looks like two pieces of a leaf spring attached to a larger piece of leaf spring. So try using that. Oh, also, because I just remembered this is a thing, I also have a truck way up there that I bought from a thrift store for $3. That I can pull down if you guys want to see it. But it's going to take me a minute to get over to where it's at because there's stuff in the way. It is an old Radio Shack truck. I had another one up here, but I think the guy took it back. I was just going to store it for him. His is 2-wheel drive, mine's 4-wheel drive. Let me get this door closed and then we get back to you guys. Alright, so we'll continue with this. I just moved the truck so I could actually look at it. One thing we are going to be doing is actually adjusting this rear axle because this whole unit kind of needs to come forward a little bit, which means this can come forward a little bit too. Because this is screws going to probably get moved over to here. This one's going to get moved over to the center of this, and then that one, actually depending on how far it goes over, this actually needs to come a little ways more this way. That screw right there for the shock mount might actually be able to go right where this screw is at. That one actually has some adjustment. That one, not so much. I also just realized my clocking on the thing is way too long the other day, so definitely I gotta get that moved. And that can be done on camera, but we're turning the flashlight off so it drains the battery a little less while y'all are paused. I mean, y'all can technically watch the process of this. I did just kind of think of a way I could actually clock the axle using the way it's set up. I also was having a problem where it was trying to lean to the right, adjusted on the table. Now it doesn't lean at all. It's actually sitting straight now. Well, it looks like my bed's leaning, which is weird. And the bed is leaning. The body's leaning. One of the two. There's something's going on here. It's not even. I don't know what it is. I didn't actually have to move very far. Let's see if I can figure out something. Hold this. This isn't entirely clean. Wait. Wasn't planned. Hold on, let's use the thing I was using to hold the truck the whole time. That's gotta go somewhere else. Anybody wondering that box, in case it wasn't seen on camera? So I don't sound like a weirdo. Just say paparazzi on it, but it's just full of wall hooks. Which are perfect for the pegboard. One man's trash, another man's treasure. It also looks centered on here too, so I actually might have to move the shock mount. definitely gotta loosen the other side up, so adjust the angle of my axle here. Or just bend the control arm. That worked too, I guess. For anybody wondering, this truck is going to be quite expensive to build. Because everything else to build it mechanically is going to end up being about $400. And that's not including the fact that I only need 2 tires for this. That, I am going to do the custom axles, which is what that pole right there is for. Actually, no. This pole, I'm making the axles out of that. I do a build series when I get the parts for that. So I only have to buy 2 things for it. And then I'm probably going to go with Summit tires on it. Because those might be 10th scale crawler tires. But they look almost stock size in this car, so it looks a little weird. And yeah, I'm going to have to get different size hubs for a Summit. So I think that runs 17 mils. This is running, that's running at 12. So, yeah. Oh, you guys can see the back door a little better now. Doesn't have a handle on it yet, so it kind of just push it out kind of a thing. Window's falling out of it. There it goes. Windows back in. And the door fell off. For whatever reason. I want to super glue all these screws in too so they actually stay in place. Basically that's as far as it can open before it starts pulling the screws out. Which that's probably not far enough. But it's hitting a little on the thing, so I still have to trim part of the door to get it to open correctly. And yeah, as you can see, giant empty space underneath, which is on purpose. Steering wheel. Steering rod I already made. That's probably just going to get super glued to a micro servo. There's going to be a piece built for that. Which also makes a servo for this thing. The front, sit in the front seat. That's going to be in the front seat of this truck. That should be out here. See everything. Thing's getting a headliner and some dash panels, or not dash panels, door panels. So it's not just sitting like that the whole time. Back window's not getting done right now though, because it is going to get another piece for the back. Literally everything is 3-walled except the very back of this truck. And the windshield. Sides are 3-walled, the front's, well, the front's not 3-walled. As you can see, the front's kind of just its own thing. But it was reinforced, so it actually would take a slight impact of folding in half, like the last body, which is over there in a pile underneath and stuff. Did make a piece to fill in the gap underneath the windshield and then the sun visor. Sun visor's not entirely doing much. I mean, it's kind of short with the window. So, I don't entirely know what's going on with that now. But I can get the windshield fully in place. I don't know, I'd say about that. Let's go from the inside. You guys have to watch this fun, maybe. No, actually. Use my or not. I was gonna say use my can phone holder, but take the truck off the thing it's sitting on. Hold on a second. Okay, now we're sitting flat again. What the hell is it doing? Tonneau cover. Oh yeah, the windshield then. Wherever I said it. They just lost windshields. That's lovely. Very clear piece of plastic. So there it is. Mostly clear piece of plastic, but it's like something that's like invisible. I'll let the flashlight on. This isn't like most vehicles where your windshield come in from the front. This one comes in from the side. Or from the inside out. That way, it can give structure to the roof. Still leaning. God damn it. That thing is clearly useless unless it's perfectly sitting on a flat surface. Don't worry, the whole idea with this is these are actually going to get glued to the truck door like that. It's just going to get painted over. Let's turn flash it out so you guys can see that being bright. It is basically going to be like that. And just paint it over and super glued, and each door is going to be like that. Because it just needs to be something you can grab a hold of to open the door, and that's it. Wow, that is the smoothest this door's ever opened, and then it refused to close. Thanks, truck. Thanks. This is why I don't care about you, because you irritate me sometimes. Yeah, see, if you're actually part of this hobby, you will treat your trucks like it's a person sometimes. Don't question it. Learn it. Yeah, tonneau cover just lays on it. Just lays in there. Normal tonneau cover for an actual vehicle would cover the sides of the bed, but it was easier to just have this one kind of just lay in the very top of the bed. Oh, and if anybody's wondering,